Vols are back.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it. Go.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like, no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. It used to like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah, whiplash, whiplash, we get whiplash, we get so live. Whiplash, 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 all night. We lit, we get whiplash, all night, all night, all night.
Trip her out in Bulgari, and she know she bad. I'm like fly, she like bunny. I came from the bottom, please don't ask me what it took. I got demons in my past, but my angels keep on shook. Man down, man down. I can't hear a sound. Walk out on your block, I hear silence and it's loud. Man down, man down. Me and Ryder raise a toast. Tryna shadow ban my boy, but you can't kill a ghost.
They throw it out to Jennings. He's going to throw it back to Dobbs on the right side. Dobbs trying to get to the corner. He gets to the 50, down the far sideline to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jauan Jennings got the swing pass to the left side and threw it back across the field to Dobbs. He takes off 58 yards for the score, and Tennessee has cut the Florida lead 7-6 on a brilliantly executed trick play.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, huh?
Yep.
Jauan Jennings, still an absolute unit, as we have figured out.
Yep.
Oi, fellow comrades, it is Squidtard here, as well as my boys, Mr. Lucas Sharp and Mr. Julio Rodriguez. And welcome back to another episode of the Vol Star Podcast, episode 27. We've made it pretty far here. And this is the first time that, I do these on YouTube. I'm sure everybody knows that already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching. And this is the first time that I'm streaming on Twitter as well. So if you're a part of the Vol Twitter gang and are watching this on Twitter, shout out to you guys over there. And, of course, shout out to the fellas over here on YouTube as well. We've already got some people in here. Mr. Yes, sir! He's here. Mr. Neo as well. What's going on, Neo? How about our boy Jennings? Yeah, we're going to touch on that today. And,
I promise you that's not me.
That guy's here. Matty Sims, what's going on, buddy? Tide Twitter gang. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Andrew the Textbook is here as well. Great crowd tonight. So, shout out to everybody watching. We're going to have a phenomenal show tonight. Looking forward to doing this with you guys. And where do we start? Oh, the rain's coming down pretty hard. Man, where do we start, fellas?
I don't know.
It's such a shame, man. Such a shame. Jauan Jennings, he had a phenomenal game in the Super Bowl. Basically put everything out there. And well, Kyle Shanahan happened. That's all there is to it,
Yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan is cursed. There's got to be something with him.
Yeah. He's like 0-3 in Super Bowls now. He had the Falcons back at Super Bowl 51 when he's up 28-3. The 49ers back at Super Bowl 54, and then of course now,
just it's a continuous thing. Like, how much longer is this going to keep happening with him? It feels a lot like, to a more bigger extent, Ryan Day, to where Ryan Day has all this talent. He's got, this elite team, and then he comes up short every single time. However, I will say this: Ohio State doesn't choke leads like that, except for the one time that they did in the playoffs. But
You know, funny thing is, I saw someone called the 49ers the 2020 version, the 2020s version of the 90s Bills.
That's a great way of putting that. Matty Sims is here in YouTube as well. Yeah, like I said, shout out to everybody in here. Of course, I forgot to mention this when we started the show. We are not official, we are not affiliated with the University of Tennessee. We're just big time Vol fans over here. So if you're a Vol fan or if you're not a Vol fan, I appreciate your support. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Squidtard Sports over on YouTube. By the way, a new incentive for people who are choosing to donate to the channel, whether it's through PayPal or Super Chats or anywhere else that you can find. Even the Patreon page, that's still up. For every single dollar I get in donations, I will be doing one push-up at the end of the stream. So, yeah, shout out to my boy Lucas for that idea. But that's what we're going to run with now. For every dollar I receive through, of course, donations, I'm going to be doing one push-up, and I'll do that at the very end of the stream, depending on how many dollars we get. So, support the channel. But yeah, other than the fact that the Chiefs won, it was a great Super Bowl. It was an entertaining game because you can never, people complain about how the playoff semifinals, a lot of them are blowouts and they're really just not entertaining to watch. We have had some phenomenal playoff games and some championship games, some down to the wire matchups. None of them have been really blowouts. So, all the power to them. But this kind of solidifies to me the Kansas City Chiefs as being the new Patriots, the new dynasty of death, the new empire.
Well, here's the thing, though. With Tom Brady, he had people that could take him down. Like he had a Peyton Manning that could compete with him. Heck, he had prime Aaron Rodgers. He had Drew Brees. He had all these other quarterbacks to compete with, and he had his kryptonite, Eli Manning. Even though I know Eli Manning's not the best, but that's his kryptonite. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, Eli Manning owned Tom Brady.
So, like I said, he had all those quarterbacks to compete with. But can anyone tell me someone that's on, Patrick Mahomes' level, like when it comes to like playoff games?
It's hard to come up to that level. Right now, he is the cream of the crop, at least in quarterbacks that are currently playing. If you look at like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, of course, I mean, Mahomes is getting up there, but he's not near to that level yet of that legacy. Although he has left a pretty big legacy already.
Well, see, here's the crazy thing, though, is that he's, 28? And
yeah, he's 28, and he's already got 3 rings.
Yeah,
and he already has like 3 Super Bowl MVPs, which is tied for the second most in NFL history behind Tom Brady.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing with that is just Patrick Mahomes. He just knows how to step up in big games. Like I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's a great quarterback, but he's just not really doing it in the playoffs. I mean, heck, I know about quarterbacks that can get it done in the playoffs. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, for fuck's sake. I'm pretty sure y'all know how I feel about Dak Prescott whenever he gets into the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, now we need to start having this conversation. If Mahomes keeps this up, will he pass Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time?
Well, see,
he's got a long way to keep that up. I don't know.
Well, see, here's the other thing though, is that I think Mahomes said that he could never really pass Brady because Brady beat him in a Super Bowl. He beat him in the playoffs. Like, there's only one quarterback right now that has a playoff win over Patrick Mahomes.
Nick Foles? Wait, no, not Nick Foles.
It's Joe Burrow.
Oh yeah, Joe Burrow.
I was about to say,
and Joe Burrow. I mean, here's the thing. I think Joe Burrow's great, but he's too injury prone, and some of that is just luck, and some of that is also because the Bengals do not know how to assemble an offensive line. They've repeatedly shot themselves in the foot by not building an offensive line around him, or at least trying to patch it up in free agency to make it better. That's their fault. It's not Joe Burrow's fault.
Yeah, catching up on the comments here real quick. Let's see. So first I have to ask Lucas, do you plan on taking this? Are you going to take that?
I mean, you can go ahead and take it. I don't care. Well, at least take the top part. I don't sleep on that one.
Well, I guess you half took that then. All right, Matty Sims. My favorite part about Jauan Jennings going off was the announcers throwing strays at Georgia about the Hail Mary. That was great. Yeah, the stray that they threw at Georgia, that was like, I know there was Georgia fans sitting there. Yeah, well, like since we beat them every other time they played us since then. They were a little. They had to be at least a little insecure about
Well,
that.
see, the even funnier thing about that, they said he threw the pass.
Yeah, they said that.
And I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Funny thing is though, Jauan Jennings was the 5th ranked dual threat quarterback coming out of high school.
Look, they're propping us up and knocking down Mickey Mouse. So really, even if they get that stuff wrong, I'm not going to care too much. Yeah, the Chiefs won, America lost. That's a great way of putting that.
Yeah. What makes it really
TriStar.
What makes it really sad is all these people who've been like NFL been like a fan of their NFL team for like multiple years, has been waiting so long to see a Super Bowl win. But all these Swiftie fans come out and become Chiefs fans for like 3 months, and they get to see a Super Bowl win before anybody else.
I'll tell you what, though. One of the things I've loved about the Swifties coming in and saying, like Taylor Swift brought Kelsey into relevance is that these called not even just these NFL football sweats are doing the exact opposite and saying that Travis Kelsey brought Taylor Swift into relevancy. And so watching these two butt heads and go at war with each other, I think is pretty entertaining. Drama is always fun when you're not on the opposing side. And now that we've since we now officially reached the off season, this is usually where some drama begins. Just stick around in the community for a little while, whether you're not over here. We don't do drama over here often. But just stick around in the sports community and you'll find somebody who's doing some drama. There always is. It's going to be something stupid like, somebody farted on the stream. Hey, man, screw you, man. You can't do that on my stream. And then it turns into a 5-month drama session. I should know. Anyway. I was gonna say this like about Patrick Mahomes and stuff. Is that whenever they got down near the end zone, I knew they were gonna win it, and I said, "Here comes a trick play." Andy Reid's gonna dial up a trick play. I was telling my uncle this. I said he's getting ready to dive into the bag. And then I was right, and they pulled off that trick play, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they've done this again. They've done it again." Yeah, one of the things I've heard one of my friends say about Kyle Shanahan and his track record in big games like this, specifically the Super Bowl, is that in situations like this where he needs to get more aggressive, he gets so complacent and so conservative with the ball that every single drive is squandered. And every single team comes back on him because they're playing more aggressive, and he just goes to complete pansy ball mode.
The thing is, whenever I was selected in my NFL team, whenever I was younger, it was around like, I kind of rooted for the Cowboys, but you start to get in around football usually probably around like 10 or whatever, and that was like right shortly after Eric Berry got drafted, and so I was choosing between the Cowboys or the Chiefs, and I chose the Cowboys. That's a horrible fucking decision looking back on right now. I could have been an obnoxious Chiefs fan right now.
Oh, Hudson Dean with an amazing question.
Let's see. Happy for Trey, but definitely wanted JJ to win it more. That's not the one you're referring to. I see now.
He has an amazing question.
Who's more annoying, Swifties or Dion stans? Ooh.
That's a close one.
I'm going to say I'm going to say Deion stands because they are more relevant to what we do over here than the Swifties are, because we don't talk much NFL over here unless we're on the podcast. The Deion stands are all all up in my comment section when I had Colorado going. I think I had Colorado going 3-9 in the offseason. And of course, the Deion stands are all up with the, and
Type.
Yeah, and then they went 4-8, and apparently I was just so wrong about Colorado, so wrong. They were so much better than I had them predicted.
No, but see, the funny thing is, all I said was that I remember I made them mad in a space one time because I said, if Colorado does not take that North Dakota State game seriously and they don't buckle in, they can lose that game. I said, if there's any FCS teams that can beat a Power 5 team, it's North Dakota State or South Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if it was South Dakota State, I actually might give them a 50-50 chance, but I would only give North Dakota State right now probably like a 20% chance.
Hoghead. Sorry, you go ahead.
But if like I said, if they don't take that game seriously and they try to, screw around like they did with other teams like Stanford and stuff like that, they can lose that game. Like, I don't think it'll happen, but they can.
Yeah. No, it's not often that I see that happening. But let's see. Okay, yeah, Hoghead, he says, fill me in. What was Jennings snubbed from? The Super Bowl MVP. Had the 49ers won it, he absolutely would have, but they didn't because Kyle Shanahan.
Jauan Jennings. I was just gonna say Jauan Jennings once again carrying the 49ers on his back
in crunch time.
I've seen these comments. I think Swifties and Deion stands have about the same level of understanding in football. A lot of the people that are Deion stands don't even know what a first down is.
I will say this though. I do think at least Deion stands, I feel like they know when a football game's going on. But when Swifties come in, they think that it's a concert for Taylor Swift instead of a football game.
The funny thing is, I've actually seen some Swifties now that are into football, and I've seen more intelligent takes from them than from other people on college football Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more intelligent takes from them. I guess because they're not usually they're not blinded by, I guess, fandom or whatever when it comes to football as much.
One of the absolutely most obnoxious Twitter accounts. It was one of the first ones I actually muted because he kept appearing on my feed. Most of you probably know him, Blue Bloods Bias.
Oh yeah, basically the off brand of Big Game Boomer.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least Big Game Boomer, his takes are dumb across the board. He has different takes on different things. I'm convinced Deion is paying this guy to say some of this stuff for him. I look at, Deion's got the best recruiting class in the country. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He's ranked 120 something. That's the worst. But he's got 5 people from the transfer portal. Squidtard. This. Come on.
I was going to say this. So, Big Game Boomer, I mean, I don't know too much about him. I've just seen his list. And I will say some of his lists are horrible, but at least whenever it comes to college football history, I remember the what was it? Blue Blood Bias did top something defensive players in college football history. Reggie White was not on the list. Aiden Hutchinson was 3. I wanted to fucking scream.
Yeah, what's funny about Blue Bloods Bias's list, I know you brought that up. He didn't have Reggie White on there, but he had Travis Hunter on there.
Mm-hmm. That's just you're getting paid to say.
He glazes Colorado.
You got to be getting
hard.
paid. I mean, if you're getting paid to say this, and all the power to you, but if you're not and you're doing this out of free will, then I don't even know what to tell you. Maddie, have I got a Twitter thread for you, Maddie? So it's funny because Uncle Lou,
he blocked off.
They actually butted heads recently. I'm not joking. If you go to Uncle Lou's Twitter account, he butted heads with Blue Bloods bias. He was poking shots at Colorado, and of course, defender of Dion had to run on in, and the two were butting heads, and the Twitter thread was prime time entertainment.
Oh, you mean the Dion
pun
Dick
intended.
Riders? The Dion Dick Riders?
Yeah. It was prime time entertainment.
What's crazy is that Uncle Lou, he basically blocked all the Tennessee fans. He blocked me for some reason. I never even really spoke to the guy on Twitter, and he blocked me.
You might have been in the line of fire, because I saw one day where a bunch of Tennessee fans are going after him and then posting some personal things about his life. That's uncalled for. If you're gonna trash talk a team, if you're mad at somebody else trash talking your team, the least you can do is just say, "Oh yeah, well your team sucks." Taking personal shots in any sports argument is a loser's move. So.
I forgot to finish my thought about the Blue Blood bias and Big Game Boomer thing. I was going to say, at least with Big Game Boomer, I will say I think he made a list of top defensive players, and it was generally a pretty good list. He might have ranked some people a little bit too high for my taste and some a little too low. But I could see where he was coming from for most of that list.
Yeah, but I think Big Game Boomer, he can have good takes time to time, but it's like a full moon when he does. But Blue Blood's bias, he never has a good take at all.
Well, I will say this. I think he has better takes whenever it usually comes to the history of college football or something like that. But if it's something recent or something that's very subjective, it's not going to really be good. At least that's just me. I know he got into some drama or something like that because he wanted to get media credentials. I remember that, but other than that, I haven't really heard anything about him.
Yeah, that was a big old fiasco.
Speaking of which, did you see what Big Orange Punch tweeted out yesterday?
What did he say?
He posted when they did the Nickelodeon Super Bowl, they had Sandy Cheeks on the sideline with a microphone.
Oh yeah,
and Big Orange Punch said, "Man, Sandy Cheeks can get media credentials, but Big Game Boomer can't."
That's brutal. That's just brutal.
Speaking of the Nickelodeon the Super Bowl thing, did y'all see what they did for the celebrities? They made fish versions of them, and it was LeBron James. One was LeBron James, the other was Clamuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that Nickelodeon broadcast was pure chaos.
The only
Billie
reason
Eilish. I was like, what the?
The only reason I watched the Nickelodeon one was to watch Sweet Victory at halftime.
Here, I'll do you one better, TriStar. Boom. Orange background. You're welcome. That's about the only lighting you're getting. Yeah, I'd definitely say the Nickelodeon version, just because SpongeBob and Patrick are commentating. I thought that one was way more interesting than just watching the CBS broadcast.
I was just going to say Patrick Starr's definitely better than Tony Romo.
Although the thing is, the commercial breaks were different from the two networks, so I felt like the CBS I would miss out on some of the great commercials if I went to Nickelodeon over CBS. So I just stuck with the commentary over there, and I knew that all of the good parts were going to get posted on Twitter anyway. So that's all there is to it. All right, well, we got to get a move on here. We've spent enough time talking about Dion Nut Huggers and Taylor Swift people. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about some of these other sports here. So, Lady Vols, they're down against Alabama. They lost to them 72-56. A lot of people angry about that per the norm. Tennessee just really struggled to get anything going offensively. They're actually, this is rare, Tennessee Lady Vols is actually playing a game right now. And get this, they are absolutely annihilating Arkansas. And that's a...
Wait,
Arkansas must be bad then. Let me see.
Wait, did you say it was the Lady Vols and what sport was it? And it was beating Arkansas?
Basketball.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
They're up 65-39 with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth. They are killing.
I know
it
you
right
said
now.
something about Alabama too, but I got it mixed
Yeah.
up for a second.
They lost to them a couple of
okay.
days ago. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say something funny about that. You know, since they beat us, that was only the 9th time they've ever beat us in women's basketball.
Hey,
They've
that's
only beat us 9. They've only beat us 9 times. They're like 9-54 against us all time.
Yeah, to answer your question, Lucas, actually, the Arkansas ladies team has actually got a better record than the Tennessee team. We're 14-8, they're 17-8. So
I mean, yeah,
that's a marquee win. The Tennessee fan base gets to go back to being bipolar and saying Kelly. Then I don't think anybody's going to go out and say like if there's anybody out there, which there are a lot of people doing this, that are saying, Kelly Harper needs to go, bring in, sample text here. I don't imagine that with a win like this, they're going to immediately switch to him. I was wrong about Kelly Harper. She's the woman for the job. I don't think. Well, I mean, there are people still, of course, supporting Kelly Harper, but I don't see anybody switching. I think Tennessee needs to do a little bit more for that to happen.
I feel like the only way, of course, Kelly Harper can, of course, save her job is, of course, if she makes the tournament. And one way she could definitely do that is, of course, this Thursday night when they play South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you got to be around as good as Pat Summitt. Of course, there aren't many coaches who are going to go up to that level, but that's kind of the expectation that people have for the Lady Vols, is that you have to be really, really, really good. Otherwise, you know what I mean?
I've said the same thing, TriStar. I see what you're saying down there.
Yeah.
He said about the women's He said about the women's coaching job, you have to, played under Pat Summitt or been associated with her to get the
right.
Job. And I've said the same thing. I've preached about it, and I'm not going to go on that rant again. So.
That's fair.
I just want to say this: if Tennessee somehow pulls off the upset against South Carolina, I guess I'll do the chicken dance on stream.
Oh, that would be some quality entertainment. I'll have to turn that into a short. You'll be like when I came out with the mustard costume. That'd be great to watch. All right, men's basketball team. Well, I was hoping to come out this week and say how great they're playing. They beat LSU, of course, dominated Kentucky last week in Rupp, but yeah, they beat LSU by 20, but then they collapsed on the road at Texas A&M, and it was, I for whatever reason, whenever Tennessee loses, specifically in basketball, they don't just lose, they just completely fall flat on their face, and that's exactly what happened. Texas A&M from the word go just outright completely flattened Tennessee, and they really had no chance at all. It's just.
Yeah, I don't know. We're such a bipolar team, and here's the one thing I will say: if they want to play like shit for a couple games in the regular season, I'll be fine with it as long as they show up in the postseason.
Yeah,
like if they want to screw around like they do in the regular season, let's say like UConn usually does, where they kind of screw around a little bit. They lose a couple games they shouldn't. And then they get into the, NCAA tournament, and then they go to like at least a Sweet 16 to a Final Four. I'll accept it, but.
Right. But basically, part of my issue with this is that other than the fact that we just got embarrassed, Texas A&M has basically gotten out the defibrillator and brought Kentucky fans back to life, and now they're running all around social media going, well, I knew Tennessee wasn't as good as I thought they were. And it's like, shut up.
They literally lost.
You have no defense.
They literally just lost against Zaga at home, who had no quad one wins at all.
Yeah,
they have no defense whatsoever. I don't know why they're talking. Their defense is ass.
And plus, not to mention, Kentucky, like for the first time ever, has lost 3 straight home games.
Yeah. No, that was bad. It's been a bad week for the top teams in SEC basketball. They just all came out and played terrible, just absolutely terrible.
it seems like every single time Tennessee like creeps up to the 1 seed line, they just come out and fall flat on their face.
And see, my biggest concern with Tennessee in the future is that, especially in the tournament, is that they're going to turn it into the Dalton Connect show, and he's going to be the one, running the entirety of the offense. You can't do that. You can't have one player going out there playing good and then just everybody else just going with the motions and playing, completely mid. You can't be doing that. Somebody else is going to have to step up, and whether it's, Triple J or, insert any player here, somebody's got to step up and prove that they can play, because we can't be having that. Because if we have an embarrassing loss like that in the tournament, Rick Barnes he's going to have to hear about it from everybody.
Right.
Okie dokie. Well, the baseball, I'm guessing there's not much going on with the baseball. Have we even played a game yet?
No,
No. I think it's supposed to be in a couple of days, ain't it?
yeah, I think we start up baseball season in a couple of days. I'm just waiting for the starting lineup to be announced.
TriStar, this reminds me of was it Rob Gronkowski who kicked that field goal at the start of the Super Bowl and he missed it?
Oh, John Cena was happy about that.
Well, I was gonna say the softball team started. They are they won their first. They won their first
That's
2
right.
games, I think.
Yeah, they're 3-0 right now.
Number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, too bad we're number 2. We would be number 1 if Oklahoma didn't exist.
Yeah, Oklahoma is such a freaking powerhouse right now.
But didn't Oklahoma go like 59-1 last year, or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, they wiped the floor with everybody. But what gives me hope is that upsets happen. South Carolina lost to LSU in the tournament last year. Anything can happen.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: with baseball, you got to beat them ain't it like a 3-game series?
Yeah, it's a 3-game series.
So yeah, you got to beat them like 2 out of 3 times. And I just don't think anyone can do that to Oklahoma.
I mean,
it's going to be tough.
Is there anybody? Is there anybody even good in the Big 12? I mean, I know Baylor is ranked. That's all. That's the only Big 12 I know.
Baylor was the only team that beat them last year.
Yeah, Baylor was the only team that beat them last year.
Yeah, I think it was Baylor was, and then Oklahoma State's a pretty good. Not baseball, but softball team, I think. And then I think Texas is a pretty good softball team, and I think that's really it.
Yeah. For the most part. So, all right. Well, that kind of covers all the other sports. This is kind of the big thing I wanted to save for last, at least a part of our main topics for today. Tomorrow is the big day. I'm sure everybody knows, if you're a Tennessee fan, tomorrow is the big day. Tennessee battles it out against the NCAA, takes them to court, and we get to hear the court hearing. So I am excited for that.
Please do not show up to the courthouse, you dumbasses.
Yeah, you got
another thing.
Checker the courthouse is like, you're just going to make a complete ass of yourself. Just stop. So hopefully they don't do that. But yeah, of course, big day tomorrow, not just for Tennessee, but for the entirety of the future of college football and college sports in general, because you never know what's going to happen, whether or not Tennessee will, do. Is this true? Is this true? BVD going to be there? I don't think so. What's he going to do? Throw his leg at somebody?
Oh man. He's going to get on his scooter and ram into somebody. Run them over. He's gonna run them over and start beeping his horn.
Oh yeah, the beep beep. Yeah, we get to hear all that. Oh god, that reminds me of my trip down to Cherokee with him. Every time we'd be walking around, he'd be driving over. But it was the scooter that we got from Cherokee, and yeah, beep beep for whatever reason. And there was nobody in front of us, so I didn't even know what he was beeping at.
I guess it just makes him happy.
I guess so. Shout out to my boy BVD. We're going to try and head down to the Slob Olympics in March. I'm excited for that. I'm going to try and be there. We're going to have a great time, hopefully.
I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah. I guess so. I know you ain't going there, but let's see. Good news is it's not on a Monday, so you guys won't have to carry the podcast while I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, it is. The hearing is in Greenville, so it's very possible BVD, for whatever reason, could show up.
Yeah. I've just thought of something. I know this is really random, but my profile pic that I got right now, this would be like a perfect picture for Patrick Mahomes, like Chiefs fan, because he won back-to-back Super Bowls. Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
replace the championship belts with Super Bowls.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't give people ideas, then everybody's going to use it. Let's
So
see.
any Chiefs fans in the comments, if you want to take the picture like that, you can probably find it on Twitter.
Yeah, I
And
guess
just
so.
and then just Photoshop Patrick Mahomes' face, and then put like a Super Bowl, or just keep the championship ones.
hmm So let's hear it. What's y'all's takes for the court hearing tomorrow? What do you think is going to happen?
You never know. That's such a weird one, because with courts you can never really know.
Just pure chaos.
Well, it depends on the judge too, because that's the other thing a lot of people don't want to have a discussion about when it comes to law. I'm not going to go completely on a rant, but it usually depends on the judge, and what type of biases he has. Because I mean, as much as people want to say, oh, you're not supposed to have bias in any case, everyone's got bias to a certain extent.
hmm
It's just, like, I'm a Tennessee fan, so typically I'm going to rate Tennessee higher than probably most people. Like, even if we're horrible,
The jury's going to
I'm
be like Gary Danielson, Nick Saban, uh,
Paul Feinbaum.
Carolina Jackpot.
Carolina Jackpot. We already know if he was there, he would just be like, guilty, guilty, guilty.
Oh yeah, no, and that's what they're all saying. All these naysayers talking about how Tennessee's super guilty. Every time I've told them, it was legal when we did it, and actually gave reasoning to it. You want to know what the best reasoning, the best counter argument I've heard against my argument is? The best one. You're a dumbass. Okay. Wow, got me there. Guess I'm just gonna walk out and leave. GG's, I guess. There goes my argument.
I mean, if I'm looking at it on paper, I've said this before, but I did think about going to law school, but I ultimately just decided against it. And like I said, I've read law books for fun before. I know a little bit about it, and I've asked my one of my friends who's a lawyer about it. He said on paper, like how I'm reading this, he would, say that Tennessee has the better case, but he said, that's not his expertise of law. That's, not his expertise. So, but he thinks Tennessee has a better case than the NCAA.
Yeah, I would think so as well, because I mean, the obvious thing is we didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing wrong that we did. So, like, what base do they have to go on? And of course, like I said, all the naysayers, everybody I've talked to who thinks Tennessee is guilty, literally, no joke, the best reason that they've given for any of this, the best counter argument they've presented that says Tennessee did something wrong was that I hate Tennessee. You're a dumbass. Go Dogs. That's literally all I've heard. So like, that's how I know. That's how I know we're safe. That's.
I thought you were going to say anchor down or something like that afterwards, but then I remembered Vandy has no fans.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, there is one Vandy fan running around talking about how Tennessee did something wrong. It's the same guy. It's the same guy who said Vandy was going to go starting out 6-1 in 2023. So that's how I know we're safe.
Oh yeah, Rarid Jifkin.
If he says that we're doing something wrong, that's how I know we did it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, seriously, Jared, he makes Big Game Boomer look like a football genius.
Yeah. Sometimes Jared's a good buddy. He's a good buddy of mine, though. He's my pal. They're gonna try to give us the SMU treatment. Whether they do or not has yet to be determined. They're gonna try their hardest, though. That's for sure. Thank you for that.
What a compliment.
Yeah, really. Neo says, I hope to see you at the Slob Squid tournament to try and go. Well, I hope to see you there too, Neo. Hopefully we get to meet. I'm going to try and meet everybody there. Try and have a decent conversation with them. That includes you, TriStar, as well. I'm going to try and, get into a conversation with everybody down there. And hopefully we all have a fun time if I'm able to go.
Yeah, you best believe that when the Slob Olympics ever comes back to Tennessee, I'm pretty good chance I'm going.
What is the Slob Olympics?
It's just basically a bunch of college football YouTubers hanging out and doing a bunch of stupid stuff.
Well, it's more of a hangout thing than it is anything else. We just go down there, hang out. I've never been, so this is the first time I'm actually attempting to go. And it's way more of a hangout thing than it is events and stuff like that. And you got the 40-yard dash, the beanbag toss, the shoe throw, the whole ordeal. But most of it is just us going down there, having a good time, spending the weekend together, and just hanging out. And me being above 21, I'm interested to see how that pans out. And I'm not driving, so.
I know. Was the first one held in Atlanta or Pigeon Forge?
Yeah, Atlanta. The second one was Pigeon Forge. The third one was somewhere in South Carolina, I think, and then the fourth one, TriStar. They'd be better off doing the Slob Olympics in Hard Rock Stadium. There'd be about the same
Polk County, Tennessee. God's country.
Yeah. Do the Slob Olympics in Polk County.
Also, TriStar, did you know that they held their whitewater rafting in Polk County? Did you know that, TriStar? What was it? I think the whitewater rafting Olympics, and what was it, in the 80s? Ain't they right, TriStar?
That might be the most intriguing thing they've done there.
No, they need to bring the Slob Olympics to Campbell County, if anything.
Well, since they already did Pigeon Forge, the best next option would probably be Nashville or Knoxville.
Bring it to Cookville. I'm joking. Don't do that.
Bring it to Memphis.
Cookville's already getting too full for my life.
You know what? Nah, Memphis. They'd be better off to just do it in Polk County than Memphis.
They'd be better off to just take a flight to Japan and do the Slob Olympics there. Imagine that. Imagine years down the line, we take over every single big capital in every single state. Then we just have to go ahead and move to a different country and do it in Japan or England or something like that. The Slob Olympics, full of college football YouTubers in England. That is about the most ironic thing that you can think of.
No, I feel like that would make a great mockumentary. Just having a bunch of college football fans go and do random shit in Japan.
What?
So is the Slob? I was just gonna say, is the Slob Olympics? Is it gonna be only be a Southern thing, or are they gonna try to go to every state?
I think it more just depends on where everybody is located, because Atlanta, there are a lot of people that are part of this in Georgia, and then Pigeon Forge. I mean, there are a lot more people that are in this community that live in the South than there do the North. You do have your Michigan fans, your Ohio State fans who live up in the North, but
But bring
guys,
the Slob Olympics to Vermont.
I was literally gonna say that. Damn it, you stole my joke.
Oh yeah, the highest mountain in Montana.
You stole my joke, Lucas. I was going to say Vermont.
Yeah, no.
How do we think of the same damn state?
Yeah, no, I would highly recommend not doing that. We'd all go up there. It'd be too friggin' cold for anything.
Or better yet, bring it to Rhode Island.
I will say this. Here's a fun fact since we're doing random shit. Here's a fun fact about Vermont and Hawaii. They're the only two states where you're not allowed to have advertising, like like the big billboards, like on the highway and stuff like that. You're not allowed to have those type of billboards in Vermont and Hawaii.
I wonder why. That would make more sense for somewhere like Times Square, or where there are a lot of people that can see your advertisement. I don't understand why it's such a big problem over there, but different.
Well,
strokes
no,
for
it's
different folks.
for environmental reasons is why they don't do it.
Yeah, TriStar's got the right idea here. Let's go to North Korea. Yeah. Great idea.
Could you imagine TriStar trying to talk to Kim Jong Un? I know y'all are imagining how that conversation would go.
Well, on that note, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. We're gonna go ahead and shut down here.
Oh man, Kim Jong Un would kick TriStar out of the country so fast.
I know. TriStar would be like, "Have you heard of Polk County, Tennessee?"
I'm sure he has. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh man.
All right, fellas. Well, yeah, I think it's about time we wrap it up over here. Great show tonight. We had some people come over from the Twitter space. Shout out to all of you guys. Shout out to the people on YouTube. Great crew tonight, as always. Spectacular people all over the board. If you have been in here typing, commenting, or even if you're just watching, thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate your support, and I'm sure these guys do as well. Speaking of which, for Mr. Lucas Sharp, and I'm trying to point at them. Yeah, I do this every single time. But make sure you go and support them on Twitter. Their Twitter handles are in the description of this video, this live stream. Check them out. And, that's all there is to it. Thank you guys so much for watching again. You guys got any finalizing words before we shut this thing down?
Go Vols. And that's everything.
Yep.
I was just gonna say is go Vols, and I just want to say this: SEC Football Tube is back on YouTube, and I'm really happy about that.
Oh yeah, that's right. SEC Football Tube is back. I'm gonna try and get him on next week. Hopefully, I'm excited to see him back. We'll probably talk about South Carolina a bit. Going to be spectacular. But yeah, until next time, thank you guys again for watching. As always, power to Tardaria. Go Vols, and screw the NCAA. Woo!